Hi, welcome to Russia.
I'm Drake McElroy, professional motorcycle dude, Red Bull X Fighters judge, and all-around curious guy. With the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour, I get to go, you guessed it, all around the world. Would you pass up an opportunity to see the world on somebody else's dime?
Time travel has brought me to Russia.
Moscow, the largest city in Europe, a cold and gray bustling metropolis. But not for me. That's right, on this episode of Drake's Passage, I'm going to be checking out Moscow in the summertime. Getting loose in the legendary Sandanovsky baths. Then I'll be getting psychedelic at Project Club. After that, I'm getting a taste of the Moscow River. Then I'll be putting my radio face on. Drive illegally fast in a 780 horsepower automobile. Go back to 84 and simulate war games Russian style. And check out some Moscow Mad Max motorcycle culture. It's all happening next. But first, it's a Sandanovsky bathhouse party. The Sandanovsky Banya is Moscow's most famous bathhouse, and it's a mixture of sauna and social club. They also have cool hats.
Hi, we're here at the Sandanovsky Baths. We're gonna go get steamy with some of the crew. Come on. Almost lost my towel. 19th century building, pretty full-on place. All the tile work, open beams in the ceiling, and it's really a stunning place to be in, I suppose. It's part of the whole deal. You go in, you tour around, you get in, sit through the sauna. In the sauna, you get these like dried out oak branches with all the leaves on them.
Hey. As soon as you get really hot, you run out, and then the like icy water is waiting for you.
Cruise through the sauna, cold shower, some skinny dipping. Everything I hoped for and nothing I expected. And we're going to see some live music, man. So we're going to this club called Project Ogi, and we're going to see this band Clem. It's going to be rad. Come on.
What began in the early 90s as a meeting of a few select friends to discuss arts and culture in a private apartment soon grew into a performance artist paradise, art gallery, music venue, clubhouse, restaurant, and all-night bookstore. Every night there's something different here with performances, ranging from spoken word to punk music.
Хлам, it means rubbish.
And how did you get into the jazz music?
Apparently, they didn't care for the jazz comparison.
Jazz?
I mean, I don't know, it's kind of jazzy. Like, what would you call that? My ears
Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Psychedelic.
He answered that this is not jazz, this is more close to psychedelics.
Good answer, man.
It's pretty rad, man. The dudes were pretty chill. Kind of a folk, psychedelic, jazzy backbeat. The lead singer and I were able to get around our language barrier by using the shared language of
Rock and roll. Крутить, вертеть, английский.
He doesn't speak English because he was very bad student at school.
Желе schools out.
Good day, world. We're here at the Shore House in Moscow, and we're gonna meet up with my homie, Vasily. He's a VJ on MTV here in Russia. He promised he was gonna take us out wakeboarding, wake skating, and get wet and have a good time. It's hot today, so definitely ready to get in the water. It is toasty out here. Hey. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Do you ever try wakesurfing?
One time. Can we do that here today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's easy.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll fake it like I do. That's all you gotta do, right?
Have a wakeboarder.
Dude, we are secured. We got a triple knot, double tie.
I watched the captain's kid show me the ropes. Then I was on my way. How many Americans can say I have wake surfed in the Moscow River? Not many. There may even be a chance I was the first.
It was fun, just kind of trying to feel it out because don't really know where to be. Thank you very much. Tasting the Moscow River was pretty sweet. Never too late to start, I suppose. All right, that's it for the Moscow River. We got in a good session. I got to feel out the freshwater inland waves here in Moscow and had a good time.
After being refreshed by the Moscow River, Vasily had me on his radio show as a guest. The hospitality was premium, as he greeted me with Russia's official liquid icebreaker, vodka.
Ready, Drake?
Yes.
Легенда, звезда мотофристайла Дрейк Макэлрой. Парни, привет вам. Дрейк, привет.
The main reason to be in Russia right now is the Red Bull X Fighters event. It's going on outside of Red Square. I've pretty much scored a trip to Moscow, which is rad because I've never been to Moscow and I'm very excited about this trip. The Red Bull X Fighters is the best, biggest, most progressive event that we have for freestyle motocross. It's definitely something you want to come and see. You have the best riders in the world. It's going to be a great show.
So maybe you can give some tips and hints for the beginners?
Ooh, tips and hints for the beginners. Ride motocross. Builds a good background for the skills on the bike and your brain and the things you need to know. Then when you go to freestyle later, it's automatic.
Всем нашим радиослушателям я напомню, что сегодня в этот пятничный вечер здесь на волнах максимум жарко. У меня в гостях находится легенда, звезда мотофристайла Дрейк Макэлрой, а также съемочная команда Fuel TV.
Hey, we just got done rapping with Vasily, Maximum Radio. Vasily's a cool guy. I got some wicked Russian souvenirs. I got a proper vodka costume now. I'm gonna take this little baby home and cherish it until it's drunk. I mean, drinking. It's good times, man. Studio was a little warm. Good interview. A little awkward being Russian-English translation. And I don't know where to go from here, so I'm gonna try these doors. Later.
I decided to start the next day by taking my wife on a little trip to the past.
We're here in Moscow at the Cold War Museum. This place used to be a long-distance aviation bunker for the Cold War stuff when hit the fan, so to speak, pardon me. It was constructed between 1950 and 1956, and it was in operation from 1956 until 1985. It's a pretty heavy place, man. Like 3 shifts of 500 people that would rotate out. So at one time you had 500 people working in there. If the key was turned, so to speak, 500 people were allowed to survive, basically just to return fire. All the other bases would kind of accumulate here, and really glad none of that happened.
Nothing cool underground.
You shouldn't be standing here.
Anti-bomb doors. Yeah. Cold War.
The bunker was surprisingly right in the heart of Moscow, in the Tangenskaya neighborhood.
This means halfway to the bottom.
It went as far as 18 floors below ground, and there's miles of tunnels built in it.
This one's my favorite. Watch yourself.
Spooky? Hell yeah. Especially when you think about the supposed lucky ones, if a nuclear war had happened. They would have had to stay in there for at least 5 months or risk massive radiation exposure and death outside.
Has hit the fan.
Imagine, at least 5 months in these tunnels, not knowing what's left above. Not cool.
You don't really want to hear this for real.
Oh, yeah, no way. I'm glad they patched it up, so to speak, or at least in the public eye.
Our guide next took us to see the soldiers' quarters to get a feel for what everyday life must have been like for them.
Hello, number 10, how are you doing?
Okay, very well.
Dan's gonna be pissed at that shot, man.
Потом зашли в 4-й блок, вот здесь вот музей.
Anybody else? Questions? Yes. Thank you.
And are we gonna see it? Yes, there's the kiss of death flip. Incredible.
Dan, let's go for a ride.
Of the United States, in all cities over Russia, we have the same people, and we want friendship. Here from Russia to your city, we want friendship with you guys. Everything